Hello, it's Jeanette with Amazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you some alternative projects that you can do with our little scalloped, what's it called? It is called a scalloped treat box. It's called a Scalloped Kraft treat boxes, okay? And they come like this. You get 8, I believe. Yes, I think you get 8 in a package. And this is, it's real simple to put it together. And it's quite a big box, actually. If you can put a lot of stuff in here. I can see you putting a little onesie in there for a baby shower, or, quite a lot of things fit in here. And it just all goes together real easy. You just fold all the score lines. Okay, this is how they come, like this. And you just fold all the score lines, and you just fold these 2 flaps over and fold that one in like that, and that's the bottom, of course, and then you fold these in like that, and then this is the top, and you've got these beautiful scalloped edges here, and it just goes like that. Okay, so very simple box to put together, but what I want to do is take the box apart and make other projects with it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to make a tea bag holder. What? How do you make a tea bag holder? Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to just roughly cut, let's see, what side do I want? I want this one right here. Yeah, that's the one I want. And I'm just going to roughly cut it with my paper snips. Yeah. I'm just going to cut this flap off, and I'm just this whole section off. Okay, and I'm just going to cut it right on the score line, right here. And I'm going to cut this part here right on the score line. I'm going to go on the inside and do that. Okay, and I'm going to get out my paper cutter, my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to straighten this up. I don't want this little extension right here, so I'm just going to cut that off. So I'm going to grab my blade and just make sure that the blade is next to there, and we're cutting that off nice and straight. We're going to do the same thing on this side here, and just cut it off nice and straight. Okay, and then very, very easy, we're going to round the corners. Oops, sorry. We're going to round the corners with our detailed trio punch. Okay, we don't need that flap in there. Just round that corner, and we're going to round this corner right here. And then what we're going to do is grab our silicone craft sheet. We will put our tear and tape on it. So let's grab the tear and tape, and on the shorter flap, the one that you did not round, we're just going to put some tear and tape right here on this side and on this side. Okay, and we are getting our paper, take your pick tool, try it from here, and we're just going to fold it up like that. Okay, just like that. Okay, now I want to take, and I'm going to get some soft suede ink, and I'm going to just take the flower, and that flower is this little tiny flower is from our Hydrangea Haven. That's this tiny little flower right here. I'm going to just use that little flower to decorate the background, just here and there. Nothing really, big or anything, just to put a few little flowers here and there. When they take the tea bag off, it won't look so plain right there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, there you go. Just a few flowers. That'll make it look really, really pretty. I'm leaving that out. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to leave this out. Am I leaving it out? No, I'm not leaving. Yes, I am. I know, I can't make up my mind. Because I'm going to check to make sure that my tea bag will fit in here. And I believe it does. This is my all-time favorite Myers Cinnamon Spice Tea. Seriously, my all-time favorite tea. I can drink it every day of my life. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of Very Vanilla out. And I am going to die cut it with one of the dies from the Ornate... what did I do with that? Here they are. This is from the Ornate Frames dies. I'm going to take this die here, and I'm just going to go ahead and die cut it real quick. I'll be right back. This is what I have right here. And so now I am going to take my sentiment that says... I have the other half of my sentiment here. Make sure my stamp is nice and clean. I'm going to say, it says, thank you. And I'm going to put that right up here. Thank you. Kind of right in the middle. And the other part of this is going to say, I appreciate all the little things you do. And we'll set that right in the center as best we can. Okay, and then with that little flower die, that little flower stamp, I'm going to stamp one right here, and I'll stamp another one on this side here. Okay, and then we are going to take and put some gold gilded gems on the flowers. Tiny, let's take the tiny ones. We'll put one on each flower right there. There we go, and we are going to pop this up with dimensionals. We'll just put a couple dimensionals on here. And set this right here, like that. Okay, and then what I might do, let me take the tea bag off. Let me see, tea bag out. Let me see where, if I can find it. Yes, I did. I found this. I'm going to just go ahead and punch a hole right in the center here. Okay. This is an 1/8 inch hole punch. I kind of just want a little hole so that I can take some gold thread, and this gold thread is from the Simply, it's called the Simply Elegant Suite, but this is the Simply Elegant trim. You get gold and silver with this. I'm just going to cut off maybe about 10 inches here. Okay, I'm going to thread that through my hole like that. Just tie a little knot. Make a little bow. Like that. Put my tea bag back in. And of course you can decorate this any way you want to. This is just a little suggestion. And there you have a nice little gift. So let's move on to our next project. So our next project is going to be a little kiss box. Yeah, just to hold one kiss. I do have a video that I did several years ago with the envelope punch board that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. And I'll put a link to that video, but I have a little bit different measurements here since I'm not going to be using the envelope punch board. What I want to do is I want to take my paper cutter, and I've already cut that part off. You saw that in you know, the first part. I just want to cut off 3 inches here. Okay, let's see. I'll just go ahead and put the whole thing in here. I want to cut this to 3 inches. I don't want to cut this part off. I just want to cut this part off. And I want to make it a 3-inch square, so we're just going to cut that right there. And let's remove that. I'm going to use that later. And then we're going to line that up on the 3-inch mark and cut 3 inches here. And that's all we need, is just a little 3-inch square. And let's put this away. We're going to bring out our Simply Scored scoring tool. And what we're going to do, I want to make sure you see the numbers if you can. I know there's some glare right here. That's from my LED lights up here. Okay, so we need to score this on the diagonals. So what I did was I made myself a little pencil mark. I need to line this up at the 2 1/8 inch mark. So what I did with my with my stylus rather, from my Simply Scored scoring tool is I put my stylus at the 2 1/8 and I drew a line down here. I lined the corner up to the 2 1/8 and I lined this corner up to the 2 1/8, and then I just made a little pencil mark. And if you're wondering if that pencil mark will go away, yes, it will. Just take your eraser and that pencil mark is gone. But I'm going to bring that pencil mark back in, and that's so I don't have to keep on trying to find where the 2 1/8 inch mark is on this side. So you have it lined up corner to corner here, and you are going to be scoring it at 2 5/8. So you probably want the bigger ball. 2 5/8, and make your score line at the 2 5/8 mark. And then go over to the 3 1/4 inch mark and make your score line at the 3 1/4 inch mark. Then you're going to turn it around and do the same thing on all 4 corners at the 2 5/8 and at the 3 1/4. Line it up to the 2 1/8, score it at the 2 5/8 and the 3 1/4. I mean 3 1/4. And one more time. Okay, now you have all your score lines. The next thing you want to do is just pick a corner, pick these 2 corners or these 2 corners, whichever corners you want. You're going to round the edges. Okay, and I'm going to bring back my detailed trio punch to do that. On this side, oh, look at that. It didn't want to cut too good on that side there. Let's put it back in like that. Okay, and there we go. I'll just use my paper snips to cut off these little fuzzies on the end, on the corners. Sometimes it does that. I think it's where you push it. If you don't push it right in the middle, it doesn't want to punch really good. But I get around it. I have scissors. So if you notice, I think I'm going to work on the back. I don't know if you can see those score lines better. I can see them better on the back. But you see the rounded corner that you have right here. You have 2 triangles on each side, and I'm going to be removing them with the score line on this side and on this side. And this side and this side. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to remove these 2 triangles, and we're going to do that all the way around till we have all of the outside triangles removed with that score line. And so your part should look like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to be cutting up every score line that's on the right side. When I turn it, it's going to be on the right side. You go ahead and cut it, turn it on the right side, cut it, turn it, cut it. Okay, there we go. And now we can go ahead and fold and burnish all of our score lines. And if you want to, you could use your bone folder just to make sure your creases are really good. Now you've got them all burnished, and we will bring in our silicone craft sheet because I'm going to be bringing in some more tear and tape, and I will be taking a little piece of tear and tape, and I'm going to be putting that right on the corner here of this flap and tear that. Turn this around on the corner on this flap here, tear it, corner on this flap, tear it, corner on this flap, and we will tear it. Okay, and then I'm also going to be trimming these off at the points. Just go ahead and just trim this off like that, and trim that off like that. And what we're going to do is put another piece of tear and tape on the inside of the box. Put your tear and tape right here on this flap on the inside, like that, and like this. Okay, and now let's get all that backer paper off our tear and tape. We'll start on the front side here. Okay, now what we're going to do is put our little box together. So just matching up the edges here on the sides. You know how to put a box together. You've seen it quite often, I'm sure. I'm just gonna fold that in, and just try to be as neat as you can. Tear and tape is really strong. It's going to hold this little box together. And now with these flaps that you put the tear and tape on, just fold them in and just make sure that they are down. Oops. Oh, hold on a second. I may have to trim this one just a little bit right here so that it'll fold. Yeah, you could actually wedge that tab if you want to. I didn't do that, but you could do that. And now I'm going to take my punch, my little hole punch like I had before, and I think I'm just going to make a little hole right here. Okay, try to be in the middle. If you're not in the middle, it's fine. Don't worry. There's another one there. I'm going to bring and put my, let me see, I got Kisses. Yeah, I got some Hershey Kisses. Yummy. Okay, I'm going to put my Hershey Kiss in there, and let's fold that down, see if it fits perfectly in there. I'm going to take some more of this thread, and I'll take another 10 inches maybe of this thread. But what I want to do is I want to make a tag. So what I have is this little die that comes from the hydrangea dies. It's a little label. It's a little tag, actually, label or tag. And I'm going to go ahead and die cut it out of some Very Vanilla, and I will be right back. Okay, there's my little tag. Isn't it cute? Ooh, got a little gray hair there. My hair's falling out. All right, now I want to take this little stamp, and this one says, oh, where's my stamp? I just had it here. Here it is. Is that the one? Nope, that's not the one. That's not the one. Nope, here it is, right here. I knew I was going to find it because I just used it as I did my little practice run. I used it. It says I love you, and that is from the hydrangea. Yep, it is from the hydrangea. Where does it say I love you? I think that's from this stamp set, isn't it? Isn't it? What? For you with love. Oh, here it is, right here, down here. I love you. I knew I had gotten that one from there. Now, let's see. We have this soft suede ink. We're going to use that again. And we're going to just stamp the I love you on a diagonal like that. Okay. We are going to grab our gilded gold gems. And we're going to put a little gem on either side. One right here and one right here, to just give it a little bit of bling. And then we're going to take that gold string that I just cut, and we're going to string that through the front. We'll string this one through like that, string that one through like that, and we're going to tie it and make another bow. Okay, just like this. There you go. And there is our little treat box. Now you can decorate the front with flowers or whatever you feel like doing, but I think that is just the most adorable little thing. So let me clear things off for the next project. Be right back. So the next thing I'm going to do with this piece is I'm going to be making a little candle, a flameless candle holder, and I'm going to be trimming this off again. So let me bring in my paper trimmer, And I just want to trim to, well, this says it's 2.5 inches here, so we'll go with that, 2.5 inches. And it's not really perfect because of the way they, it didn't glue together perfectly, so I'm just going to try to make it as perfect as possible. So 2.5 inches off of here. So got this right here, and I'm not too worried that it's not perfect, because what I'm going to do, oh, I also have to trim it to, sorry about that, I have to trim it to 7.5 inches. So let me see, I think I'll trim it right here to 7.5 inches. And you will see why. Is that the, no, I want to go from here, 7.5 inches. I want this little tab where they stuck it together, I want that to stay. So I'm going to go this way and do 7.5 inches right here. Okay. Get that off there. And now the next thing I'm going to do is bring out my Simply Scored scoring tool, because we're going to make some score lines on here. And we're going to make a score line at the 3 and I'm sorry, at the 1 and 1 3/4, okay, and also at the 5 1/4, okay. And that is so that when we fold these, it will make a perfect little box right here. But before we do that, before we tape it together, I want to put an edge on here. And for that, I'm going to be using the Peony dies. They have this lovely little edge die that I really like a lot. I've used it several times. And I'm going to take this off. And I'm just going to put that over there. I'm just going to take this to my die cutting machine, and I'm just going to, I'm going to die cut it, but you see that it's not long enough. So what I'm going to do is, once that's die cut, I'm going to fit it on here, and I'll show that to you when I get done. Let me just go die cut this first part. I'll be right back. So I have this part die cut. I just taped it down with some removable tape. You could use washi tape if you want to. And this part is cut right here. Actually, I'll have to use my scissors on that end here. But I want to line this up in the grooves so that it will cut the rest of it. And to do that, let me bring out my paper snips so I can make sure that I have this right. Okay. It had to go through 2 right here, so it's a little bit fuzzy here, but that's okay. Alright, I'm going to cut that part right there, because we'll trim that off. And so now I need it to go through like this to cut the rest of it. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little piece of tape on there. Let's see. Just want to make sure that it stays like that. And I will be right back when it's all done. Okay. Very gently take this off. And now we have our edge. Now right here it didn't cut, so I'm just trimming that off like that. Okay, and now I can fold and burnish all these score lines that I made. 1, 2, 3. You can use your bone folder if you want to make them nice and crisp. Okay. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be using a new punch. It's called Simply, oh my goodness, what is it called? I always have to grab it's from the Simply Elegant Suite, and let me bring that out here to you. I'll show you here in the catalog. where they have the punches, which are right before the embossing folder. It's called the Elegant Tag Punch, okay? And it goes with the Simply Elegant Suite. So I want to make this kind of fancy. And I'm going to go ahead and punch one out of gold foil. Okay, so there we go. And then put this away. I want to bring out a die from the Ornate dies, Ornate frame dies. Okay, and I'm going to bring this die out. But I also need to see which one. I need to kind of measure up here where this is going to be, so that when I put this die on here, it's going to create a window. So what I want to do is I kind of want to tape this on here. I'm just going to use some seal adhesive, just some regular seal adhesive. It's not going to really be permanent on here. I mean, it will eventually, but I kind of want to just make sure that the edges are on the top part here. Okay. And then when we take this to the die cutting machine, we're going to put our little frame here, like that. I'm going to grab a little piece of tape. Make sure that it's going to be there. Oops. Make sure it's going to stay there when I die cut. And I will be right back. Put two more pieces. Two pieces all together. Okay, I'll be back. So I'm going to take this piece off very gently. Gently. This tape here. One tip about when you're die cutting foil, try not to do it with a plate that has a lot of marks on it, because they'll transfer over to your foil. And I see that that's what happened here. But I'm okay with that. And now I'm going to punch that out there. Okay. And now I have a window here. So with that window, I'm going to be bringing in some beautiful acetate printed. This is called the Golden Garden Designer's Specialty Acetate. Now I cut this down to 6 by 6 pieces, but it comes in 12 by 12, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It has like a, I think, was there one that overlaid? Oh, I can't see what suite it belongs to. I think it belonged to, oh, I'll have it on the screen. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to put this behind here like that to create a window so that our flameless candle can shine through. So I'm going to grab some mini glue dots. I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. I'll put a mini glue dot on every corner here on the inside. Yeah, so I just grabbed a little piece, but I try to get that design right in the center so that you could see it. Now I'm just going to place it like this so I can kind of, you know, make sure that it's sort of even. There we go. Okay, and now we can go ahead and put this together, but not yet, not yet. No, we can't put it together, not just yet. What we're going to do is going to bring out a piece of, this is some soft suede. And this piece measures 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square. Okay, and I'm going to bring it in my Simply scoring tool again. And we are going to be scoring this at the 1/2 inch mark all the way around. Okay, 1/2 inch. All right. And we're just, this is basically the bottom part. You could use some of your, you know, your craft, your gold polka dot craft if you want to, but I'm using that for something else. So I'm just going to cut up these score lines, and we're going to make just a little box for the bottom. When I fold it like that, I'll just cut these score lines off. You could wedge if you want to, but it's such a tiny little tab. You might not have very much there to glue it together. So there we go. Now let's bring in our silicone craft sheet right here. We're going to do some gluing. Go. And for that, I think I'm just going to bring out some tear and tape. I could use the seal adhesive too, but I'm going to do it with tear and tape. And grab this. I'm going to just put a little piece right there. Oh, got some ribbon stuck to me. So I'm going to put a piece right there and a piece right here. Turn it around, do the same thing. And now let's get our take your pick tool and pick off all of these pieces of backer paper. Yeah, and make sure you burnish and fold and burnish this paper before you put it together. It'll go better, it'll go together better or nicer. Okay, here we go. Squares. And there I have it right here. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adhering this all the way around like that and down like that. So to do that, I'm going to just put one long strip of tear and tape, and we're only going to get one shot of this. Of course, you can use some Tombow Mono multi-purpose liquid glue if you want to, but I'm going to live dangerously and put tear and tape. I just have to make sure that the edges are nice and straight on the bottom. Okay, where is my block here? Okay, and we're also going to need some tear and tape right here so that we can close the box. Oops, we can close the box up around it. So I hope this is going to be okay on the first run here. Right, we're going to start, I think I want to start right here. Oops, yeah. I think I want to start right here on the edge, on the corner here. Okay. And make sure you got it right on the edge, on the bottom, like that. Okay. It's going to fold over that way. It folds over nicely like that. Like that. And that's going to go like that. We want to peel that off right here. Yep. And there you have it. Let's make sure this edge. Okay, isn't that cute? Okay, now we have a couple different types of candles that you can put in there. Okay, I have one of these here. These are flameless candles. I can't remember where I got these from. Could have been at Joann's. It could have been even, I don't know, Walmart. So I'm going to take this apart here. It's in plastic. And you can even decorate this little candle if you want to. Alright, we got to pull that little tab to release the battery. And let's see, does it work? I think I got a dud. But we would place that in there like that. And of course the candle would flicker. And let me see if I can try another one. If I do, I'll take a picture with the one. But there it is. There's a little candle. If you can put a little tag down here if you want to. But that is my project, my next project. So that makes 3. We've got the little baby kiss. We've got the little where is it right here? We've got the tea bag holder. We've got the candle holder, and I've got maybe 1 or 2 more. We'll see. And I will be right back with the next project. Okay, so I'm gonna make my 4th project, and this is how much we have left. Still quite a bit. All right, so I'm not going to be using this for right now, but I do need this scalloped edge all the way around here. I need some of it. I don't need all of it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut, let's see, I think you see where this opening is right here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this, and I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and I'm hoping, let's see, how are we going to do this? Here. I need this to be let me cut it down to 7.5 inches first. Okay, that might be better. And let's see where we are. So I may have to cut it. Actually, I only really need a 1/2 inch from here and all of this. So why don't I do this? Just be smart and cut it right here. Okay. And so I'm taking that and putting that aside. And now I'm going to take this, and I need this to be approximately 1 inch. And it is for the most part, but I need to cut off all of these other flaps. So let's do that. And put these aside here. And now I've got this at 1 inch. Let me see. And now I can cut this down to 7.5 inches. Wait, no, that's not right. Hold on, hold your horses. We'll figure that out in just a bit. I'll bring the trimmer back in a bit. But right now, what I want to do is I want to make my base for the bottom. And this is going to be a 2.5 by 2.5 sheet of piece of soft suede cardstock, and I am going to be once again just scoring this at the 1/2 inch mark all the way around. Okay, and now we can determine, after we put this little box together, how much we need of this, because the other one needed 7.5, but I don't think we're going to need that much because it's going to be a smaller box. So I'm going to do the same thing like I did before, cutting off the score lines here. The box inside here is going to measure 1.5. I believe that's 1.5 by 1.5 inches, and that's enough to hold our little dove truffle. That's what I'm making this for, a dove truffle. Okay, so I'm folding these in like that, and I'm just going to cut off the score lines like that, And I'll do the same on this side here. Does this feel like deja vu? I just did this for that other one. Okay, bring in the the silicone craft sheet. Ugh. Names, I gotta remember names of things, right? We'll bring in our tear and tape. And we're just gonna put tear and tape on all the outer edges of these flaps. Like right here and right here. Turn this over right here. And right here. We will grab our take your pick tool, peel up all of the backer paper, and we'll put this little box together. You're not even going to see this little box once I put all the... Okay, so we are going to need, let's see, we're going to need 1.5 inches. Is that what this is? 1.5 inches times 4, and that is 6 inches. So we're going to need 6.5 inches. Is that right? 6.5 inches of this? Yeah, I think that's about right. So, oh, this is coming apart. I didn't glue it. I didn't press it down hard enough. All right, bring this in. Open this up. 6.5 inches. And if it's not 6.5 inches, I'm in trouble. Let's see. How are we doing that? Yes. I think that is it. Not that one. You need this. There we go. Okay. Now that we have this at 6.5 inches, we need to score at 1.5 inches all the way down. So 1.5 here. I'm going to use the bigger ball on my stylus here. 1.5, 3 inches. And, you know, I know that there's another score line, but we're going to ignore that. And then it's going to be 4.5 and 6. Okay. Put this away. And what we need to do is on the inside, we are going to be putting a piece of tear and tape. Oops. Yeah. Yep. On the inside. And also, we will be putting tear and tape on the outside on this flap here. Just like that. Now we're going to bring in our tiny little box that we just put together, and we're going to just start. I'm going to start here like that, and we'll take the tear and tape backer paper off of it. All right, and we're going to do this again. Try to do it as neat as you can. I want to start here at this fold. And right on the edge, edge. Come on. I'm making this look harder than it really is, but I just want it to be straight. I'm not putting that flap down yet because I need to wrap this all the way around like that. Just make sure that you're right on the edge, on the bottom of the box. Here we go. And now I'm putting this here first. Now I'm going to take the backer paper off of here. so that when we put this together nice and neatly. Okay. Now, if you're bothered by all these little pieces that might stick up because they don't line up perfectly, just cut them off. That's all I'm going to do. Just cut that little piece off right there. And now what I'm going to do is take a couple of pieces of the acetate paper like I used before on that last project. These measure these measure 2 inches by 3 inches. But I'm not going to need the whole thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to the die cutting machine with one of our new tailor-made tags dies. Brand new in the catalog. I don't want the biggest one on this side. I like the one with the little large half circle or whatever that's called. Kind of like a scallop there. Now I'm going to take this. I know that I didn't cut it large enough, but that's okay. I just want to make sure that it's on the top here when I take it to the die cutting machine, and I'll be die cutting both of them, and I will be right back. Okay, so we're back, and I have die cut 2 pieces of the acetate, and I'm going to put this die away. Isn't this cool? These tags actually have the little reinforcers for them, and I think the holes are like 1/8 of an inch. So cool. And look at this hole is a little oblong, and you get the reinforcers for that. I think this is so cool. Okay, now what am I going to do with these? Well, I'm going to take these, and I am going to put some tear and tape on the bottoms of these in the front. Yep, in the front. And I'm going to determine which is my front and back, and I think I'm going to go like right here in the front. And I'm taking the backer paper off the tear and tape, and I am going to just, oh, that's not it. Is that right? I think I determined that this is going to be the front right here. Okay, right there. That one, and I'll do the same with this one here, but on the opposite side. The paper off. So it really won't matter which side you're looking at it. It's going to look pretty. But I am going to put a tag on here. And just make sure that it's even on the bottom. And we're going to put our little dove truffle in the red. Isn't that pretty? Look at how pretty that wrapper is. I love that. And I love the dove truffles. They're so good. Okay, let me just put a little glue dot on that little truffle so that it doesn't move around in there or fall out. And I'm going to take some more of the gold thread. Now you could use gold ribbon here too, but I think I'll just stick with the gold thread. But we'll make our tag first. Alright, where is some very vanilla here? We're just going to make a small tag, and I'm going to use another one of, I think I'll use the smallest tag here. Right here. No, that's not the smallest. This is the smallest. Yep, I'm going to use that small tag, and I wonder, did it, nope. This, yeah, it did stick. Oh, I must have grabbed another one. Okay, so I want to press that down so that it doesn't move around. And I'm going to take a little piece of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to just go ahead and run this through the die cutting machine, and I'll be right back. And let's do some stamping on there. What are we going to do? We are going to say, for you. Yep. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Let's bring out our soft suede, and I know this is a really small for you. Wonder if it'll go this way. Yep, it'll go this way, but we are also going to put some flowers on there. Yep, kind of decorate it a little bit more, right? So I have this all stamped. I apologize, my battery just said, you're dying, you're dying. So I had to switch up my battery. So, oh my, early morning. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tag and I'm going to thread the about 10 inches of the gold twine, and I'm just going to thread it right through here like this, and we are going to just make a bow on the top. You could use ribbon here if you'd like. Gold ribbon would look really pretty here if you have some. And okay, there we go. And now I want to decorate this with some flowers here. I die cut from the pansy, not the pansy, hydrangea dies. I die cut a few of these little white flower in the very vanilla. And there's like a whole row of them in that die. Did I put that die away? I might have put it away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a glue dot. I think I'm just going to use one of these. Okay. I'm grabbing a glue dot. I'm kind of going to fold it because this is kind of small. And let's see, where am I putting it? I'll put it right about here. Okay. And then I will grab one of my gilded gems, one of these little tiny ones. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay. Try to put that right in the center there. Okay. And now this is project number 4. So we have, let's recap. We have our tea bag. We have our little kiss box. We have our little candle holder. And by the way, this candle does work. It just that it's so faint you can hardly see it unless you're like in the dark. See that? Has to be really dark in order for you to see that. So that candle goes in there, and now we have 4 projects all together, and I'm gonna do one more. I hope just one more, maybe 2. I don't know. We'll see. Just stay tuned. So these are my pieces that I have left, and now we're gonna make a little fun pocket for a Ghirardelli. Now, I'm just going to be using these 2 for right now, but I need to trim them down each to 4 inches. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and at the 4-inch mark here, I'm not going to worry too much about the rounded edges there. I'm going to just make sure that they are exactly at 4 inches. Okay. I just had to cut a little tiny hair off of that one. This one, I might have to cut a little bit more. Yep. Okay. And I believe they're pretty much the same size this way, or close to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut about, let's see, a 1/2 inch off of this one here. So we're going to go, is that where I want to cut it? Yep. That's where I want to cut it. 1/2 inch off of one. Like that. Okay. And let's see how we are going to do this here. Oop. I think I cut the wrong side, but no, I didn't. I did not cut the wrong side. I like to confuse myself. Okay, and so what I want to do is I just want to cut this little flap off here, and I'm going to cut it off at the 1/2 inch mark. Just cutting that flap off there, and we'll just go ahead and use our paper snips. That would probably be the best thing to do, cutting it off here like this. Okay, and let's do our little measurement thing here, if that is how we do it. Nope. It's gonna go like this. Okay, I think we have to, oh, here we go. We may have to cut a little, trim a little bit more off of this end here. So what do we got? We need to trim about 1/4 inch off of this here. Okay. I thought we were a little big on that end. All right, so now I have this like that, and I am going to take my corner rounder. Do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and wedge in, because my corner rounder really will not fit on that side. And I'm going to be putting tear and tape on. Oh, and I need to make a score line here. So real quickly, I'm going to make a 3/8 inch. I think that's what it is, right there on the edge. I'm just going to bring in my paper trimmer, because I think I can make a better score line there. Because that is going to fold up. Is that right? Yeah, that's going to fold up like that. Okay, I think I got it right now. All right, now I need to put tear and tape on the tops of this because we are going to be attaching these together to make our pocket. And I have my tear and tape right here. That's what I was looking for. It was right in front of my face. And get my little block to trim it. I'll just go ahead and put 2 layers on here. I want this to hold together really nicely. All right, that's that side, and this is this side here. Very good. I'm going to take your pick tool and peel this up. And we're peeling this up. Okay, let's make sure this stays folded. And this stays folded because we are going to put the edge of this one right here. And the edge of this one will go about right here. Okay. And now I am going to just trim these off right here. I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape right here. Folding that up right here. And so now we have a little pouch. And we're going to be making another tag. I think I'm going to be using the largest of these tags here. These tailor-made tags. But I'm going to use this one this time. And I know that I know that I don't have a really big piece of paper to pull out of there. That's okay. This is going to be enough for me to attach our little Ghirardelli and have that string pull it out. So I'll be right back. I'm going to die cut this piece. Okay, here is my piece here. I'm going to take some ribbon. I'll take about maybe 9 inches or so, 9 or 10 inches or so, and I am going to string that through. I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot so that I could tie a bow. Another bow. Okay. And I'm going to take a Ghirardelli and I am going to put a little piece of tear and tape or glue dot, excuse me, glue dot. I'll do one right here and one right here next to each other. Let's see how that's going to go in. Okay. I want that to stick out like that. So we are going to just set that right here. Okay. And we're sticking this right in here with our tag. There we go. And now let's make a cute little thing in the front here. What should we do? Let's figure that out. What other sentiment can we make from in here? You make me smile. I love that sentiment. So let's bring that out of the hydrangea haven. You make me smile. There we go. You make me smile. All right, we're going to put that on a block. I'm going to just grab this block here. This is my H block. All right, and let's grab some more Very Vanilla. Little scrap of Very Vanilla here. Okay. And bring out our soft suede. And I'm just going to stamp that right in the middle here. And let's see, what punch should we use? I think I'm going to use this punch right here. Oh, that might be too big. Yep, that's too big. Let's see, what other punch do I have that might work with this? I think maybe my tailor tag might work really nice with that. Let's see if it fits. It does. We're going to use the tailor tag. And I'm not done stamping this yet. Okay. I'm going to bring in those little flowers again. Because we like our little flowers, don't we? Okay, where did I put them? Here they are. Okay. We're going to put a flower right there. And maybe one right here. And there. Okay. And let me grab another little gold gem. We'll put a gem right in the center. I think I'll use the big gem here. Right there. Okay. Let's close this up. Let's use a Stampin' Dimensional for this. I have a piece that's dimensional right here. We'll just use this up here. I think that'll work. Just these two pieces here. You make me smile. Oh, isn't that a song by Chicago? Make me smile. I think I'm going to need to knot this because this does not want to stay. Knotting that. Like I say, you can use ribbon here too. There we go. Okay, and now when they pull this out, they got their Ghirardelli candy chocolate. Okay, so I think I've pretty much used up almost all of this paper. I still have this much here. If I can think of another project to do with this before I publish this video, I will. But hey, I'm doing pretty good. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 different projects, all from that pack, all from just one of the boxes. Yep, I just used one of the boxes and you get 8 boxes in there. I just absolutely love the craft with the polka dots. That is just like my favorite. So I hope that I've taught you something. You know I couldn't stop at 5, so hold your horses. We've got one more project to do. Okay, and these are the pieces I kind of have left. You know, I still have like maybe a little edge here, but I'm not going to use that today. And another little scrap here and there. But I'm going to be using these 2 pieces here, but I need to trim them down. So let me get my paper trimmer. All right, and I need to trim them down. I need to trim this big one down to 3 by 3.5. So let's see what we have. We've got the 3 here. So, and let's see, do we have 3.5 here? Yeah, we have 3.5 here. so I'm going to just cut it to 3 inches here. Okay. And just make sure that it is 3 inches here. Wait, oh, this is 3 inches here and 3.5 here. So let me make sure that that is exactly 3.5. It doesn't have to be exact, but I just wanted to take that little piece off of it here. I think I kind of messed it up a little bit, but that's okay. We're just going to trim that off right here and right there. Okay, and now this piece here needs to measure 1 and 5/8 plus a smidgen. Okay, so we've got the 1 and the 5/8 here, but we need to just make it just a smidgen bigger. And we're going to take it to the, I think that's the 16 inch right there. Yeah, we're going to just take it just inside that 16 inch mark. Okay. And we're going to make sure that this is 1 and 5/8 plus that little smidgen here. Okay. Now we've got our 2 pieces here that we need to make our little box. Okay, so here's our 2 pieces. We've got the one at the 3 by 3.5, and we have this one here at 1 and 5/8 plus a little smidgen. So now let's bring in our Simply Scored scoring tool. And on the short side, what we're going to do is score every 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so we've got 5/8 here on that 3 inch side here. 5/8, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the 1 and 1/4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the 1 and 7/8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the 2.5. So that's just going to leave that little 1/2 inch there for adhering. Now you're going to turn this sideways, doesn't matter which side, and just score this at 5/8 of an inch right there. Okay, just on one side, because this is going to be the little cap for that lid. Now I want to cut up all of these score lines here. I think I can see them a little bit better. I'm not going to do any wedging, although I could if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I like the way it sits on the bottom without wedging. And now that short, you're going to have like 4 that are perfectly 5/8 inch, and then you're going to have this one that's 1/2 inch. What you want to do is you want to just cut into it like this, okay, and just a little bit here too. So you just make that little wedge here. And now I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet. Yep, wherever I put it. Here it is. I don't know how it ended up over there, but here it is. I know it's a little bit dusty here. So I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish all of my score lines. I can find my scoring tool. It has eluded me. Here it is. Okay, scoring tool right here. And now we are going to, yep, got to make sure we score these 2 here. All right, now we're going to adhere this together with some tear and tape. So let's find our tear and tape. I got it right here. Okay. Break that off right there. And we're going to use our Take Your Pick tool. And we'll fold that in like that. And we're going to fold that like that. Okay, and this is the back right here. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that part in, fold that part in. Wait, no, I'm going to fold this part in, that part in. Oh, wait. We're going to do the sides first. Okay. Sides, back, and then front. And now we're going to use just a little piece of tear and tape just on the front, like so. And pull that off. Let's fold that over. And now we're adhering this little box here together like that. Okay, and this is the Ballistics 5-star lip protection. Yep, this is a good broad spectrum SPF 30. Nice, and it's kind of gold just to match our box, and that fits in there perfectly, but now we need to put a lid on it. So with this little piece, let's bring in our Simply Scored scoring tool again. We're going to be scoring this at a 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay, 1, I'm going to use my bigger ball here, 2, hopefully you can get your finger in there, 3, and 4. Okay, let's make sure this is okay. So there we got our little square. Oops, keep banging my lamps over here. Now we are going to need to cut these score lines off, but what I'm going to do when I cut them is I'm going to rotate the paper and cut them off like this. Okay, so I got this one here. Then I'm going to rotate, cutting off the score line right here and right here. I'm cutting into that score line there. I'm going to cut that off completely. Rotate. Okay, cutting that off completely like that, and then rotate one more time. So we looks like we got some kind of a Minecraft square going on here. All right, now let's fold our score lines all up like this. I'm just gonna do it by hand. You could do it with your bone folder if you want to, but you know, to make your creases nice and sharp. But I think I can achieve that just by using my fingers. Now I'm going to go ahead and put, do I want to put tear and tape? Yep, I'll put tear and tape. I'm going to put tear and tape on each of these little squares here. They're not quite square, but they're little rectangles here. And I'm going to put them on the edges like that. Rotate. Rotate and rotate. Okay, let's get off all of this backer paper. Now, every one of these projects that I've made, you can just use regular cardstock to do it, but think of all the projects that you can do and create with just one box of that, the Scalloped Kraft treat boxes. Or I think it's called the Kraft Scallop treat boxes. Okay, put that one there. And you know what I think I'm going to do while this is in here? I'm going to make sure that this lid is going to fit. Yep, right there. Before I close it down, and it should, because I made it a little bit bigger than what I needed it to be. There it is. Now pull that up and just make sure that that is stuck down. And so now your lid fits, and it fits pretty snug, but it does fit. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's put a little tag of decoration here on the side. Let's see, what are we going to choose? Oh my goodness, we've used so many different ones. Let's see what else there is from the let's see, with love, and you are capable of amazing things. I really like that one there. You are capable of amazing things. Okay, not because you wear chapstick, but let's see, is that what? Yes, we'll do this one here. I'm glad when I get to use all the sentiments from one stamp set. Let's grab another one of our longer blocks, and I'm going to grab another one of our, let's see, yes, another one of our pieces of very vanilla Sometimes I can't think and talk at the same time. And let's see, we are going to just stamp this down very lightly. Try not to rock your stamp. And I think I'm going to put it in the middle because I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do here. Okay. Which way I'm going to die cut this. Let's see. Let's bring back our ornate dies. And let's see what will fit. Will anything fit? If we can't find something that'll fit there, maybe the other dies. Well, let's see. That's going to fit right there. This is from our tailored tags. Yes, let's see. What else do we have here? Yes. We'll just go ahead and make this a tag. Okay, let's take this to our die cutting machine and I will be right back. Okay, there it is. But before I do anything else to it, I want to put a little bow on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 10 inches again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to string this through like this with both ends, and I'm going to loop these ends through the loop here. Okay, and then I'm going to tie it in a knot like this so that that doesn't come out. All right, and then tie a bow, and that's going to look really cute on the side of this. Okay, like that. And I know I have a little bit too much string here, and we'll make our bow just a little bit smaller. Okay, and let's see, what's our front? Our front is right here, and I'm going to attach that tag with some dimensionals. Of course we have to have dimensionals on the back. I'm just going to put 2 like that, and let's take this off. There we are. Okay, and what else do we need? Of course, we're gonna need our gems. I still have my gems somewhere here. Here they are. Let's put a gem on there just to make it sparkle a little bit more. Okay, there we go. And there is my last, seriously, this is my last project. I don't think I can get any more projects out of this one box of the Scalloped Kraft boxes. All right. I hope that this was fun for you. It was kind of fun for me to think of all of the projects that I could come up with. Let's see. Let's bring them all down here now. We've got the chapstick holder. We've got the truffle holder. We've got the candle holder, the kiss box. We've got the Ghirardelli box, and also the tea. So look at that. Oh my goodness. Yes, we got some really cute projects that came out of this one craft box. So I know this video was long. I hope that you stuck with me, but it was fun, and I hope you had fun watching. And even if you don't make any of these products or projects on your own, at least you have an idea in your head of what you can do with your with the cardstock and with these little craft boxes. Plus you can use the craft boxes just for craft boxes. So anyway, if you need any of the tools and supplies that I use, they're all going to be listed in the description. If you like this video and if I've taught you something, please give me a thumbs up. And also go to my website at www.geamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. I hope to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. So once again, I am Jeanette with Geamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.